Hi
This
all,
conference will now be recorded.
good evening everyone. I hope you are all doing good and let's make this interactive, engaging and productive. Please feel free to ask the questions and participate actively. Today we will be covering for first 5-10 minutes. I'll be just giving the overview of last two sessions, what we have discussed because I see a couple of new faces and after that we will discuss about the Tosca. I'll just give you the walkthrough of Tosca Commander and what are the different components. Tosca architecture also we will discuss, and we will discuss different modules, standard modules which Tricent is providing as a part of subset. And after that, we will be once if time permits, then we will scan our application, first application today. So I hope my screen is visible.
Yeah, it's visible. Yeah.
Yes. So these are the few guidelines I would request everyone to follow. Find quiet space, mute your mic when you are not speaking. Stay focused, participate actively, and complete the assignments on time. So the duration will be 30-35 days, 1 hour daily, and we will be focusing on Tosca basics to Tosca advanced topics. Daily 1 hour we are going to join and we will be starting our session at 9:30. For a few days we are waiting for people to join because people are joining bit late, but we will try to make sure to start the session on time in upcoming sessions. So these are the contents which we are going to discuss or we will be conducting the training session on AS1, AS2, TDS1, TDS2 and SAP Salesforce application also we are going to cover. Frequently asked questions we already discussed. So these are the tools, enterprise tools or automation tools nowadays in market available. Postman is there, SOAP UI is there. Apart from that, these are the Selenium. Selenium is there for which is script based tool, and obviously Tosca. So these are the topics we already have discussed. So Tosca is supporting the automation of Workday, SAP, then Salesforce, Microsoft 365, Oracle, and many more. API testing is also supported. Along with that, 165 plus technology Tosca is supporting. So why to choose the Tosca? There are multiple reasons to choose the Tosca over existing tools available in the market. And obviously, these are the this kind of testing we can do using the Tosca API testing, system integration testing, exploratory accessibility regression testing is there, and yeah, functionality testing is also there. So this is the reason why Tosca is better if we compare it with the Selenium. Drawbacks we discussed and products which Tricent is providing test automation tool, which is nothing but the Tosca, and then test management Q test is there. Then Neo load for the performance testing, test team is there for the mobile automation and for the data integrity and in data for the database testing, data integrity is there. Data warehouse testing. Now, these are the some basic requirements. 8 GB RAM is required. Recommended. Tricentis is
Your page is
recommending
not visible.
16 GB.
Yeah, it's visible
Is it
now. Yeah.
stuck?
Yeah, it's visible
Yeah,
now. But sometime
it
it
is
will.
loading bit. Yes, yes, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, let me share my screen again. Yes, yesterday we discussed about the course content. Directly jump into the Excel file where we will have the detail. I mean, if anyone is still having the question on any of those course content, then we can have 5 to 10 minutes. Means we can take the question on that for next 4 or 5 minutes, and then we can start our remaining topics, whatever we have planned for today. So these are the contents or topics which we are going to cover as a part of AS1, introduction to the Tosca setup, and then module creation. What are the different how to create the module? What are the module properties available in the Tosca? And how we can reuse the module attributes, what is the cardinality, what are the control groups, and all we are going to take care of as a part of module creation. What are the different identification methods available in Tosca? If it means technical properties are there, anchor and all. So after that, action modes are there, buffer and synchronization techniques are there, static wait, dynamic wait, how to handle it, how to increase it, how to set it globally, how to set it locally. Everything we are going to cover as a part of this section. Then we will jump into the recovery scenario, cleanup scenario. What is the advantage of it? What are the different levels where we can set the recovery scenario? And when once recovery scenario fails, then what will happen with the cleanup scenario? How it will get invoked? Can it be invoked from the Tosca commander? Or these many means I'm going to share the interview related questions as well during the topics, whichever the topics we are going to cover, then what are the important interview related questions I'm going to provide you. And this is about the AS1. On AS1 topic, we are going to spend around 17 sessions. Hopefully we will reduce it to 1 or 2 sessions, but I mean, as it is most important part of the training, I would like to spend sufficient amount of time on it so that fundamental or basic of Tosca should be covered thoroughly. So that is the purpose. Obviously, rest of the topics also we are going to take care in more detail. But yes, if you understand what is the module, how to create the module, and reusability best practices point of view, then you will be able to automate anything. So this is the base. I would say if I consider it is 100% training, then I would rate this as a 60 to 65% is covering as a part of AS1. Then in once we complete the AS1, you can take up the certification parallelly from the Tricentis Academy portal, and registration, how to register over there, how to get the license, free license, and how to install the server, do the configuration, and all we are going to take care from upcoming sessions tomorrow onwards. Once it is done, we will jump into the AS1, TDS1, and TDS2. These are the topics we are going to cover. These are the topics we are going to cover as a part of these three certifications or badges. Nowadays, Tricentin has converted into the badges. So TDS one is nothing but in the TDS one we are going to discuss what are the templates, what is the use of templates, how we can map the template text sheets. In the text sheet there are different components available, which are nothing but the instances, attributes, classes. Then there are multiple different ways to create the instances using orthogonal linear ways, and all combinations are there multiple. So how to create the test cases using those combinations, that we are going to discuss as a part of this TDS one. And then obviously, yes, conditions and loop are important topic. Test configuration parameters are there, and how to set the test configuration parameter globally, locally, all we are going to discuss. Next important topic, API testing and advanced module. So yes, 3 sessions we are going to spend on API testing, in which we are going to cover the REST, SOAP, and XML automation. We may have to extend one more session here. Means we may have to spend three to four session on it. Let's see how it goes. If we are not getting too many questions, then obviously we will be able to speed up our training activities. But yeah, questions are always welcome so that people around you, they are also they might be facing the same question, but they couldn't ask me, so that their doubts will also get cleared at the same time. So we'll try to make sure. And yeah, once AS1, AS2, TDS1, TDS2 is completed, we will jump into AE1, where we will discuss different engines which are available in the Tosca. UI engine is there, because the most frequently used engine is HTML engine. But apart from that, wherever HTML engine is not supporting, how UI and Linux engine is going to help us in identifying the components or elements in the Tosca. After once it is done, then we will jump into the Excel engine. In Excel engine, we will discuss capturing, creating the Excel file, then deleting the Excel file, and then putting the data into Excel and capturing the data from the Excels. A PDF engine is also there. So on this AE2, we are going to spend 2 to 3 sessions. I have not provided efforts here. So hopefully, the self-healing and UI Linux engine going to take one session only. After that, we will jump into the SAP. So SAP is also altogether separate badges available into Tricentis Academy portal. In it, we will discuss about installation, how to get the trial license of SAP. Then after that, installation, and we will discuss all the components which are available into the SAP, and obviously a couple of end-to-end flows we will cover. So in which we will discuss about how to create the sales order, then hello, yeah. So we will discuss how to create the sales order, what are the T codes we need to use, then check sales order, whatever the sales order we have created, create outbound delivery, and post good issues. And yeah, we will try to cover 2 to 3 flows once we are well equipped with the SAP GUI functionality or the components, how to handle each and every component. So yeah, that is the purpose of this SAP training. And obviously, handling the table in SAP, whether it is SAP or on web application, it will be a same. So that we are going to cover how to steer to the table. We may require 2 sessions over here, because one session will not be sufficient to cover the table part. What is the constraint? If there are n number of records available, then how to handle and how to capture the data from one that table, adding the filter and all during the runtime. That we are going to discuss. Different components are available in SAP, and SAP Fiori. We will try to cover one flow in it, and we will discuss what are the challenges we will be facing, or nowadays in industry, test automation engineers are facing to automate the SAP Fiori application using the Tosca. So that will be a sufficient to showcase your experience with the SAP. And then at the end of the session, last 4 to 5 days, we will be discussing about Tosca server, Tosca configurations, how to download the server, what are the admin related settings, how to create the project in it. Obviously, those are one-time activity. Creating installing the server, creating the project and all. But it will be good to have knowledge kind of thing, because in an interview, interviewer may ask anything. So we are just trying to cover all the Tosca related topics in one's training session, so that it will help us to, at least even if you say that, yeah, I know I have done it one time on my local machine, so I am aware about what are the configurations I can do in the Tosca admin setting, and how to create the project and all, that will be a sufficient. But you should understand what are the terminologies we are using into the Tosca configuration, what are the settings, what are the different components available in Tosca server side. So if you just tell them during the interview, the interviewer will understand, yeah, you have done it practically. So if it is required in future to do the setup from your side, then you will be able to do it. Not obviously independently, but by taking the help from others, you will be able to do it. So that is the purpose of covering this topic. TC shell and shell scripting, yes. Here we will be discussing how to trigger the test cases without opening the Tosca commander. And yeah, I'm trying to cover the Jenkins as well in it because already we are covering the 60 to 70% of the part with this essential part. So yeah, I'll try to cover the Jenkins as well in it. So in the Jenkins, we will not definitely going to explore everything. But let me clear thing because there are multiple things by which we can trigger the build. So whatever we have, whatever we could do as a part of this TCL and then Jenkins combination, we will try to cover it. So yes, this is the training plan I would say where I have created. Do anyone have any question in it? Please let me know. Okay, yeah, I'll take it as a no. We will move to the next topic.
Sharvil, one question.
Yes, yes, Nikita.
Like these certifications are like chargeable? Like, do we need to pay for it?
No, no, we need not to pay for any certificate
Okay.
from the Tricentis portal. Whatever the certifications are available on Tricentis portal, we need not to pay even single penny for it. Those
Okay.
all are free of cost.
Architect, we got to pay for it, right? Architect.
No, no. For the architect also it is free. Tosca product consultant is also free.
Okay,
So
okay.
yeah, I mean, I have taken those certification couple of years back, but those are not free, and now also those are. I mean, those are free. Those are not chargeable. I mean to
Okay,
say,
okay. Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. But
So one more thing
architect for
actually,
the architect, yeah.
yeah. So sometimes actually we are facing challenges with respect to the real-time questions for the, repository errors and how we are working with the, teams as well as see sometimes we are not able to connect the repository, right? Because we are using shared repository in the real-time environment, and we are not able to connect.
Mhm.
At that time, we go to work. As an architect, we go to work and we go to resolve the issues and what all the errors are coming, right? Based on the errors, we go to resolve the problems, and sometimes we go to connect with the trace and Tosca also, Tosca customer support also, right? To resolve the problems.
Yes, yes, right. So have you faced such a problem in past, or I mean, you read it somewhere that these
No,
are
no,
the
no, no.
challenges you
I
will be
worked on
facing?
one project actually. At the time, I came to know.
Sorry, Prabhakaran, is your voice breaking for me
Is it
or
fine now?
anyone can
Is it fine
please
now?
confirm?
Is it fine now?
Yes, it is
Hello?
okay, bit okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I worked on one project actually. At the time, I came to know. I was attending the
Okay.
meeting, and the architect, he was showing the error, and they were trying to resolve it. And at some point of time, they are not able to resolve it, and they created a ticket with the trace and Tosca, and they provided some solution, and they applied that. Then it got resolved actually.
Okay, okay. Yeah, actually, that completely depend on if you face that issue, then while we are setting
You
up
know, sometimes
the repository or workspace,
interviewer,
then definitely we will go. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, interviewer, they're asking some questions with respect to this real-time challenges. Okay, that's what I'm asking. What kind of errors
Real-time
we are
challenge.
facing?
Yes, yes, yes. So real-time challenge whenever we are connecting to repository, sometimes if
Mm-hmm.
session keeps on and we terminate the
Correct,
session
correct,
from
correct.
task manager, then we
Yeah,
we
yeah,
may face the issue to connect because one session is running in the backend, right? And we are trying to
yeah,
create a new session. We are trying to
yeah,
connect to
yeah,
the
yeah.
repository again. So that
Yep,
time,
yep, yep.
one issue we face, how to resolve it, that I'll show you.
Sure, sure,
But
sure.
just
Okay.
remind me whenever we will be discussing the multi-user repository topic.
Sure, sure, sure. Okay. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So that I'll take care, no problem.
Sure, sure, sure. Yeah.
So couple of issues are there, not much. I mean, it is a smooth environment Tricentis has provided. Sometimes we may face, but it is unexpected error. We can't, I mean, can't reproduce it. So those are environment related issues. Let's suppose some .NET related dependencies are not installed, so we may face it. Some files may get corrupt. So that is the thing. We can't reproduce those issues practically. But yeah, we can just go and search over net if it is available, then it will be helpful.
When will you
Yes.
start with
So
the
yeah.
scripting and setup and all?
So from tomorrow onwards, we will be starting scripting and all.
Okay.
Because there are a couple of topics are still pending. I have to cover the Tosca walkthrough and all. And once it is done, then tomorrow we will create the business email IDs. We will procure the licenses for all of you, and then we will start the automation.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you are completing before tomorrow, right? Then we can try something on the weekend so that we can utilize the weekends as well to do some basic scripting actually. Yeah.
Yes, yes, sure, sure, sure. So tomorrow it is sure that we are going to at least install means till the installation because purchasing the license, creating the email IDs, business email IDs that is going to take some time, and then installation, downloading the if you have a good speed, internet speed, then downloading the file and all going to take some time. So we will try
Okay.
to install the Tosca commander today, tomorrow. So please join on time, whoever will be there or
Sure, sure, sure.
will be interested, so that we can
Yeah,
start the session early
sure, sure.
or on time.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and tomorrow we are not going to discuss about the topics, whatever the topics we have discussed in these three sessions. We will directly jump into the installation part and all,
sure,
creating
sure,
the
sure. Yeah,
business email IDs and license part.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let me know once my screen is visible.
No, sir. Yeah, yeah, now it's visible.
Is it visible now?
Yes.
It's visible. Yeah.
Yes. So, what is model-based test automation? This one we discussed yesterday. Then, yeah, this is the comparison between model-based and scripting. So, yeah, today we will discuss about the Tosca architecture. What are the different components available in the Tosca architecture? This is the repository. So, repository, each and everything will be stored. Here, the database of Tosca database will be created, and and every component, Tosca related component, whether it is modules or test cases or we can say execution list, everything will be stored into the repository, our repository. So it is a kind of, we can say it is a Tosca's commander's brain and which stores each and every data. This repository is communicating with the Tosca commander, means in the Tosca commander, the data is being fetched from the repository, and whatever the automation we are doing, whenever uh, repository types of two repository types, local and shared repository. So shared repository will come into the picture whenever we start, whenever we will install the multi-user repository part and that. So Tosca Commander is communicating with the repository, and both way the communication is happening because Tosca also capturing some artifacts from the repository, and Tosca is also creating some artifacts. I mean, as a part of automation QA, we are creating some artifacts into Tosca Commander that we need to put into the repository. Then Tosca Wizard is there. Tosca Wizard is nothing but our wizard, or we can say Xscan, in which we are scanning of the application, different application scanning and all, everything will be done over there, Tosca Wizard. And whatever the Tosca Wizard is creating or identification element module creation and everything will again put into the Tosca commander. So you can see the both way communication is happening here. In the executor part, you can see these are the system under test. We can say SAP is there, HTML applications, Java, and TCP/IP. So these are the system under test applications available, and these are also communicating with the commander, and then whatever the data we have captured from these application, it is again putting into the repository part. So different engines are available as we discussed, like HTML engine is there. HTML engine is there, then UI engine is there, our PDF engine, Excel engine is also there. So the couple of engine SAP, and then SDC Salesforce.com engine. So how to capture the data from different applications using these engines? How, what is the use of different engine on in those contexts that we are going to discuss? So this is the basic architecture of Tosca. So yeah, Tosca repository is nothing but the centralized database. As I said, that it is a kind of brain where all the artifacts, whether it is test cases, module, or test data, it is going to store over there, and it collaborates between between test developers. So what does it mean? Multiple developers test automation engineers, I would say, or automation testers, multiple automation QAs are there. So those are creating the artifacts at their local environment or a local workspace, so which will be stored into their local workspace. And once they are done with their ongoing activity, they will just do the check-in all. And once they do the check-in all, everything will get dumped into the Tosca repository or Tosca database, we can say. In Tosca repository, let's suppose if something goes wrong, then version control is also maintained. So if you just want to revert back some any specific XYZ version where we feel that it is a more stable version of our workspace, so we can just revert it back to our previous version. So yes, the tracking version control and everything is taken care by the repository. So yeah, this version control help us to track the changes made by the different users as well. So if I am doing the changes in, let's suppose in module one, I am adding new attribute. So that attribute will show my name over there. So my name will be visible so that you will be easily, you will understand who made the changes in this particular module, whether it is module test case or execution list or any component which is available in the Tosca commander. And yes, obviously means if I'm doing the changes or if I'm automating anything, that one I'll be dumping into the common repository or a shared repository, and other twist QA can fetch the data from our shared repository and it will get stored into their local workspace. So repository and workspace are those two different things. We will discuss what is the difference in it and how those are helpful.
So repository actually we have to do with check-in, check-out concept or how?
Yes, yes. So a repository, I mean, again, two things there: repository, local repository, and our shared
Shared repository.
repository. So
Yeah,
in terms of the multi-user repository, then we will be doing the check-in and check-out things.
check-out, right? Okay, okay,
Update all obviously will be there. Update all.
okay, okay.
So whatever the changes have been made
So
into
whenever
the
whenever
shared.
we are whenever we are creating a new script, we'll be creating the check-in, and whenever we are doing the completing the script, we are doing checkout or vice versa. How it will
Yes,
happen?
if you want, yes, if you want to do any modification in any component, let's
Okay,
take the example that you are creating the test case, right? So
okay,
in this
yeah,
test case, you have to check out the test case folder.
okay,
Check out the test case folder first, and inside that you will be creating the test case. So
okay,
TC1, TC2, and so on.
okay.
So you have to check out. Once it is done, then you need to check in.
Check-in again. Okay,
So whatever the work you will be doing here, it will be a
okay.
local workspace, and that once you do the check-in all, then it will get moved into the shared repository.
Shared repository. Okay, okay, got it. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the structure.
Okay,
Is
got
it
it.
clear for everyone? Okay. So yes, this is the difference between shared repository, Tosca repository, and Tosca workspace. So, yeah, as I discussed, the location of this Tosca repository is centralized, So it will be deployed over I mean, on the separate machine, or we can say it is a kind of server machine. It will be deployed over there. Server machine could be different one, can be different, but yeah, let's assume that it is not the one which is locally on which locally we are working. So in the Tosca workspace, in terms of the Tosca workspace, we are creating the copy of our sorry. So we are creating the copy of our repository locally on our machine. So yes, the location is local machine, our local machine. The purpose of this Tosca repository is stores the shared test assets. So test assets in the sense it can be a module, it can be a test cases, it can be a requirements, defects, or execution list, events, everything. So whatever the assets are available in the shared repository, those get stored. Even if you delete the workspace, even if you delete local workspace, you can create the new workspace. You can connect to our shared repository, which is centralized repository, and you can capture the data and download the components, artifacts to your local machine and start working on wherever you left previously. Now, the difference is that it provides the isolated working copy. What does it mean? You, whatever the changes you will be doing it locally. There will not be any disturbance of any other test automation QAs. You can do the changes as per your need, and then you can do the check-in all so that it will be a kind of isolated working space for you. But obviously, those should be in sync, so there should not be any mismatch, or there should not be any kind of missing link in between whatever the previous versions were available and currently what I mean whatever you are doing or whatever you are putting into the shared repository. Collaboration, in terms of the collaboration, multiple users can share the data, whatever the data is available. Let's suppose we have created the repository on SQL database. There are different databases are supported. SQLite is there. Then Oracle is there. Oracle database is there. MS SQL is also there. So different databases are supported. We are taking the example of SQL database. So yes, whatever the components are available in shared repository, it will be shared with the multiple user. However, in terms of the workspace, only individual, whoever is connected to that machine, will be working on that. Will be able to work on that machine. So in terms of the collaboration, one more thing I would like to say, let's suppose QA1 is working on PC1 folder, and this person has checked out that particular folder. Then QA2 will not be able to check out the same folder because it is already checked out by the QA1. So QA2 will not be able to check out that particular folder and do any kind of modification in it unless and until QA1 do the check-in. So once QA1 do the check-in, QA2 can take update all and then do the checkout and start working on that particular folder. It can be any folder. So yeah, as we discussed about the control, it tracks the changes across the team members. So team members are doing the changes frequently or daily basis they are doing. So it will track whoever has done any changes. It will the particular QA's name will be visible over there, and at the same time it is maintaining the what we can say. It is maintaining the date and time as well. At what time you have done the changes and what kind of changes also we will be able to see. So what are the changes? What is the previous version and current version? We can compare. Everything will be able to do with the Tosca repository. But here in terms of Tosca workspace, local changes will be locally visible. Accessibility, it requires the database connection, and for the workspace, it works offline but needs sync with the repository. So this is the basic comparison between the Tosca repository and all. Tosca repository and Tosca workspace. Any
One
doubt in
question,
it?
one
Yeah.
question actually. So only SQL database is allowed for Tosca repository?
No. There are multiple databases available. MS SQL is there,
Okay.
Oracle is there,
Okay.
and SQLite is also there.
No, because you mentioned
Uh,
SQL database, that's why I got confused actually. Yeah.
no. We are going
Okay.
to, I mean, consider this
Oh, okay.
database
Okay.
wherever
Okay.
we will jump into.
Sure, sure,
So,
sure. Okay.
yeah,
So if you are
we are
creating
going to
SQL
go.
database in the Tosca repository, then your local workspace also should be SQL database, right? Or can we create different?
Yes, yes. It should be a SQL database only. So,
Okay.
yeah. And one more thing is that, see, there are multiple components. Once you can create the project on server.
Mm-hmm.
So that server, that project, you need to deploy it into the database. And
Okay.
database, once you create the database, you need to execute few queries. So by default, Tosca is providing those queries so that automatically supported tables will get created into the database. So that we
Okay.
need to make sure we are following that. Unless without that, we will not be able to create the project. Or even if you create the project, that will not be a compatible because
Okay.
Tosca is storing all the data in tabular form. Obviously, database is formation of table itself. So
Okay.
everything will get stored into the tabular form. So we have to make sure that we are executing that query and we are able to create the project and we are able to connect this shared repository with the local workspace. So
Okay.
this is what we are going to cover
One more
whenever we
question
will jump
actually.
into the
So
server
this
part.
Tosca repository is it available on the cloud?
Sorry?
No, Tosca repository. Are you able to create in the cloud or it will be in the local server only? Is there any
No, we
permission
have to,
available to create
we
in the?
can access, yes. We can access the repository from the cloud. The Tricenty has provided that feature which we can
Mhm.
access in the cloud.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Thank you.
I think my screen is not visible now, right?
Yeah, it's not visible.
Yeah, I'll just quickly reshare it.
It's visible now.
So yes, this is about the Tosca repository and Tosca workspace. Yeah, going forward, I'll be referring few terminologies with respect to Tosca, and I would request everyone to remember all these terminologies because whenever you will be facing any issue or from the interview point of view also, whenever you are explaining any topic to the interviewer, so that time it is really very important that you follow the terminologies which are being used into the Tosca. For example, is my whiteboard visible?
Yes.
Yeah. So for example, in the Selenium, let's suppose in Selenium, we are calling is a variable, right? So variable is nothing but it stores the data, temporary data, right? And that we can reuse our test script. But in terms of the Tosca, we are calling it as a buffer. So where the buffer will be, means inside the buffer we will be storing the temporary data and that data will be used by the test scripts, our automated test script. So that is the thing would like to mention here. So we please try to be a familiar with the terminologies which are used. What is the I mean, I will definitely discussing those, but for now, these whatever components you are seeing here, it is the ribbon menu. Means sometimes I may ask you to go to the tools and then go to the buffer viewer and all from the ribbon menu. So you should understand that I'm referring to this menu bar, ribbon menu. Now, whenever I'm referring to the tab, whether it is a test case tab or module, or let's suppose if it is let's suppose if it is requirements tab or test design or test execution or issues tab, then I'll be referring to this section, this complete section tabs. These are nothing but the Tosca tabs, all of these. Okay. Now once it is yeah, next is project tree. So this is the project tree. So yeah, this is the test case section, or we can say test case tab. You can say test case section or test case tab. And this is the this complete structure is called as project tree. Then these are the details here. This is what we are calling as test case. You can see the difference in test case and test steps. So these are the test steps, and the test case icon is a bit different. You can see one icon is there, and it is nothing but the test case. These are the test case, and these are the test steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7 onwards. These are the test steps. Now, these are the test step values. Make is their value because we are putting the actual values, whatever the data we want to put into web application or any application, whichever we are automating. These are the test step values. We are calling it as test step values, and those values we are capturing from the module section. So I'll show you how module section look like. Each and every component means even if it is test case or test step, each and every component is having this property section. So all the properties will get will be visible here. So whenever I'm referring, go to the test step property, then you can, let's suppose if I say go to the test case one main menu property, so you can just you should understand that this is what I am referring to. Obviously, means all the terminologies you will not be able to remember in one go, but yeah, as soon as whenever we will be discussing that particular topic, I'll just try to, and in upcoming sessions also, rather following some generic terminologies, I will be referring Tosca related terminology, so you will also be understand what I'm referring. This is the Tosca wizard, Tosca XCAN window, where we can see a basic view is there. Okay, currently we are into the advanced view. So once we are done with the scanning part, then we can finish the screen. Here is the highlight section is available. So these are the components which are available on that particular web page or application, any application. So if you just click on it and then click on the highlight, it will highlight the actual control which is available on system under test. So this is the feature of Xcan. Then obviously whenever we will select the application, that time all the components which are available in DOM. So all the components will be loaded in Xcan window. So if you want to select it one by one from here, you can select the checkbox, or else if you don't want to select it one by one from here, then you can use the feature select on screen. So you can simply click on this and then just hover the mouse over system under test component or web element and select it. It will get populated here. Identify
So these
by
are
is
the
the
elements. Sorry, one question. Are these the elements?
yes.
And
These are the elements. These are the
okay,
elements.
and the
Yeah.
properties will have XPath, CSS, and all that, or is it
Yes,
identified
yes.
with something?
So you can see here, search button is selected. You can see some dots are available. So
Mhm.
properties, what are the properties? ID is here. You can see here. I was means I wanted to discuss it later, but yeah, as you asked the question, let's discuss it. So you can see here, the search button is selected. So the properties of that search button will be visible. Class name is here, which is blank, but ID is there. Search, which is nothing but the search, either HTML, and there are too many. You have to just click on this more button, and you will be able to get all the properties. Even if you want to verify the color, border color, or button color, everything will be visible over there.
Okay. So it will automatically select the best possible selector, right? We don't need to do anything.
Yes, yes, it will automatically select, but there are some important best practices are associated which we need to follow. that we will be discussing during the module scan section.
Okay.
Because
And
sometimes it may happen that the Tosca will select the dynamic property. Right now, means
mm,
let's suppose some numbers are getting appended, which will be changing in once we refresh the page. So we have to
mm.
avoid it. So what are the best practices we need to follow that we will be discuss in upcoming sections whenever we will be discussing this module section and scan and all.
Out of curiosity, just one more question. Here the names are showing, right? But if you say get a quote is having multiple. So like that, if we are not able to understand which one it is pointing to, will it point
Yes,
to the browser or something like where the
yes,
application
yes. Yeah, you
like
just have to
particular?
select this. You just have to
Uh-huh.
click on this, and then if you highlight, click on highlight selection, it will
Okay.
actually highlight the control on your web page.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
So yeah, yeah. Welcome. Yeah, talking about this identify by, there are four options available. Identify by image, identify by index, identify by I mean we can say anchor is there, and our technical properties. Obviously, these are the technical properties. So three, four options are available inside the identify. How to, what is the priority of identifying the elements using this that we will discuss. But these options are available. Self-healing property. If you click on self-healing property, it will automatically, Tosca will automatically select the multiple properties, whatever the best fit properties available in this or suitable properties available for the selected control, it will select. But again, we have to follow some best practices against it that we will discuss. This filter items is nothing but see each and every in the DOM, we may have some parent and child combination, right? Parent and child combination in the sense this particular button is visible as a single element, but it might be a possibility that this element is having one, two, three parent elements. So how to expand those? If you just expand it here, if you expand it by one position, it will show one parent position, parent if it is available, second and third one. So three level parent. I mean, we can expand parent positions. We can expand. Whenever we move our pointer to all, it will expand all the parents which are available against this particular control. Filter is very beautiful option, very beautiful feature available on Xscan. So if you are looking for, let's say, one link is available, okay, if you are looking for one link, and there are hundreds of links available. So how to find out which link or how hundreds of controls available? So you can just filter out the targeted control. So you will be getting the option like you if you want to filter out only visible. Okay, visible components which are available. You can select it. If you are interested in table controls, you can just select the table controls and only table controls will be visible here. If you are interested in links, then you just have to select the links, link in it, and then only links will be visible here, and you can select the target element as per your need. So this filter option is there. Next feature is search option. So in the search option, it is, I mean, whenever you just remember that I am looking for, let's suppose, a motor link, okay, but you are not able to find it where it is. So what you can do, you can just click on the search. It will open some search bar here, and you can type the motor here. So whatever the components which are having the motor name, it will get all of them will be visible here. In terms of the talking about the show content preview. So yes, this one is helpful whenever we are interacting with the table controls. So if you just select any table control, we don't have any table control here as of now. But if you just select the table control, let's assume that this is the table control. Okay. And if you click on this button, it will open the new window at the bottom here, and it will show all the or the table content in the table and row format, row and column format. Now, let's
Um,
suppose
Sorry,
multiple.
can you repeat
Yes.
this part alone?
Yeah. Let's assume that there is a table available, table control is available here. Okay. Assume we don't have any table control here, but yes, assume it. So if you want to see what are the table, what is the table content exactly, right? So in that case, what you can do, you select it and then you just click on the show content option. So new window will get open here at the bottom. One new window will be open, and inside this actual table, which is visible available on the web page, it will be visible in table and row call for. So you will be able to see the data inside it as well. So if you just move the cursor over, let's suppose this pointer, then it will show what is the place of that cell. So what is the uh, row count, what is the row number, and what is the column number. So it will show the exact position of that cell as well. So this is just for the our understanding. Definitely, we are going to discuss this in more detail in the table steering topic during the table steering topic.
Do we have any sample applications to do this?
Yes, yes, yes. We have everything. We will be. I'll be demonstrating it practically. I'll be giving you the means exercises as well, not
Yeah,
on the existing whichever we are going to call. I'll try to find out some different applications so that you will
sure,
get different exposure as well.
sure. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
One question. Um,
Yes.
what is like you mentioned about this highlight selection previously. So now you spoke about show content review. So are both ideally doing the same thing?
No.
Because you
No. No.
it
No.
will point to the
No.
application, right?
This
Like
is
which element?
applicable only while working on the table. But if you want to highlight any control, let's suppose as you asked, right? So get code, multiple get codes are there. If I just select this get code, I wanted to check whether this is targeted element or not, because you don't know, right? There are multiple components available with the same name, but you are just looking for one single control. So if you select it and just highlight it, you will get to know whether it is your target element or not. But that is
Okay.
not the case with the show content preview. So whenever we are working on the table, if you want to see the table content, then only this is going to help.
Okay. Are
Yeah,
any other elements considered as part of that, or it's just particularly for table?
this is for the table.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, sorry, not this. This.
Okay.
Now,
Got it.
talking about the select new application, let's suppose means when we start the Xcan application and on the browser, let's suppose there are multiple tabs available, tab 1, tab 2, tab 3 with the different applications, whichever you are looking to automate. And by mistake, you wanted to select the tab 4, right? You want to select or capture the component from the tab 4, but by mistake, you select the tab 1. So you don't want to, instead of closing the Xcan completely and then opening it again, you can what you can do, you can just click on the select new application and you can select your target tab or target application. So in that case, this feature will be useful. And once your scanning is done,
So you
once
mean
you
to say
say
there are two different application, then we can use this option, select new application option, or how?
yes. So let's take one example. You are
Okay,
having one Chrome browser open. You are having the Edge browser open. One
okay,
desktop application, suppose calculator is also open. SAP is also open. Okay.
okay.
So whenever you will launch the Xscan application, it will show all of them on your screen, Xscan screen,
Correct. Yeah,
Xscan screen, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
now let's suppose you are looking to capture the element from SAP, but by mistake you selected the calculator,
Okay,
right? So rather
yeah.
closing the Xscan completely, instead of that, what you can do, you just go here and select new application and
Oh,
select,
okay, okay. Got it,
means
got it.
click on new application and select your SAP application.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
Yeah. So that is the purpose of it.
Okay.
And yes, once you capture the controls, once you identify the controls using unique properties, once you save it, here you can see the save module button is there. then you can use this button to close the Xcam window. Before closing it, we have to make sure that whatever the name is available here, that is going to append into the module. Okay, so let's suppose you are scanning the login page, username, password, and login button is available. So once you capture the controls, all of these three controls, that module name you need to give, right? So here the title of that particular page will be visible. By default, it will get stored with that name. But if you want to override the name with the meaningful name, I would say. So login, if you want to give, then you can give the meaningful name to the login. Not only module, but if you want to give the override the names of these attributes. So now I started referring the standard terminologies which are being referred. In terms of the module, it is module. Okay, sorry. In terms of the web application, it is elements. But whenever we are creating the module, it will be called as attributes, module attributes. So yeah, that we will discuss whenever we will jump into the module. But yes, these are the web elements, web components, we can say. And once we capture it into the module, we create the module, we will be referring it as a module attributes. So yes, we may have to rename these module attributes with the meaningful name as well. So this is the part of some best practice. We will talk more in detail whenever we will jump into this topic.
How are we
Any
using
questions?
utility?
Yeah.
Like if we want to create kind of like a framework and all, uh, how does it happen here?
So framework by default they have provided, which is model-based framework they have provided. We just have to fit our test cases or artifacts in their framework. And obviously there are multiple best practices industries following as per the architect knowledge, whoever architect is there. So they are following their best practices. So we just have to follow the best practices which Tricentis is suggesting us. So there is nothing like the framework we have in the Selenium Cucumber framework is there, page object model, page factory, and then BBD. It is nothing like that. It is just one framework, simple framework here.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Any more questions for the day? So with this note, I would like to conclude today's topic. Unfortunately, we are running out of time. I wanted to just give the some walkthrough of Tosca Commander. But yeah, tomorrow we will start on time and we will start actually installing the Tosca and procuring the license and all. Everything we will start from tomorrow onwards.
Sure.
Yeah. Thank you so much
Thank
Thank
you.
all for joining today's session.
Good night.
Have a good day.
thank
Thank you so much.